The smell of food and apple cider fills my nose as I step into the inn. It's not crowded. There are only a few people seated at the tables in the lobby eating supper. The innkeeper notices us enter. He waves us over to the serving counter, and I approach him, while Cerise and Eylis sit themselves down at the table. He sends a friendly smile my way, but it only sends chills of discomfort down my spine. I'm not used to being in the company of men since I never grew up around any. It's not much of a surprise.
Welcome, young lady. What can I do for you?
My two friends and I would like a room for the night, please. A smile forces itself on my face, and it's the hardest smile I've had to give for days. It makes me realize how easily Cerise and Eylis are able to make me smile, genuinely smile. For a long time, I thought that was impossible. My hunger pain kicks in at that moment, and I'm reminded that we haven't eaten all day. So much has happened, I forgot all about that simple daily necessity. Cerise seems to have forgotten about food too for once. Oh, and a hot meal would be nice.
As you wish. That'll be 120 silver in total.
The weight of silver coins fills my hand as I fish them out of my backpack. Just as I'm about to hand him the coins, realization flashes in his eyes and he hesitates to take my money.
I forgot to mention, we only have rooms with double beds left for tonight. Is that okay with you?
Only one bed. That means we'll have to share.
Pointy.
Yeah, that's fine. He takes my word for it, and I plop the coins into his outstretched hands. The whole while, I hope he doesn't notice my flushing face. It has nothing to do with this old geezer.
Alrighty, here's your key. Your room is upstairs on the right. Take a seat and I'll bring your supper over to you.
He hands me a key with a wooden tag attached to it. I give him a curt nod and thanks and take my leave, glad to get away from him. Eylis and Cerise are still seated at the table. They sit side by side and I take a seat on the opposite side of them. They notice my presence and look up at me, exhaustion clear on their faces.
Einar, I don't feel so good. I think I'm dying. My stomach hurts so much.
It's called hunger. Real hunger.
You haven't eaten all day, Cerise.
Oh.
You're the one who hasn't fed me today. I blame you.
What, is she my pet dog now? The thought makes me smile. I have thought of her as a dog all this time. It doesn't surprise me. Don't worry, I ordered us some food.
Woo!
Thanks, Einar. You've been very kind to us, even though we've been such a burden to you.
Eylis gives me a tired smile, one that makes me want to melt on the spot. Her genuine smiles are too much, especially when they're directed at me. I don't know if I really deserve that kind of gratitude. I'm no hero. Well, I have to be kind to you two, because no one else will. It was very easy to tease them, and it was the only thing I could think of to do in order to lighten the mood. Eylis laughs, taking the joke in stride. Cerise just pouts as per usual.
Aw, that's no fair.
You're so cruel, Einar.
The innkeeper comes along with our food, wordlessly. He places 3 plates of steaming hot potatoes with cheese and 3 cups of warm milk before us.
Thanks, mister. You're the man.
The innkeeper blushes at her directness.
Thank your friend. She paid for it.
Then he's gone. Cerise pouts at me and I wait for it. She hasn't thanked me once in the short time I've known her, and trust me, she's had plenty of opportunities just to do just that. So now I can't help but be excited at the prospect of her thanking me.
Einar, thank you for everything.
It's nothing. My heart flutters as I try to act casual, but really I'm happy. Both Eylis and Cerise's eyes are on me and I can't hide it anymore. I smile at them. Now let's eat. It's a good idea. Food sounds wonderful. The 3 of us eat supper in a companionable silence. It's nice. It almost feels like I'm sitting at the dinner table with Mother once again. Small things like this mean so much. I'm the one who finishes my meal first, downing my milk in one swig. I was starving. Eylis and Cerise look down at their half-eaten meals, poking the potatoes with their forks.
I can't eat another bite.
Me either.
At least drink your milk. It'll keep your strength up. The two of them giggled together at my words like schoolgirls, and I frowned at them. What's so funny?
Nothing.
No, it's something.
It's just, you sound exactly how I'd imagine a mother to sound.
It's true. You're a very motherly person, Einar.
My face flushes furiously. They noticed? All this time I thought they were oblivious to it, but it seems I've been caught. Despite my rather cynical nature, I can't help but care for other people's well-being. It's a contradiction, I know, one I've learned to live with. It's better than being childish brats like the two of you.
I guess that means we go hand in hand.
You'll never get rid of us. You'll never get rid of us now, Einar. We'll follow you wherever you go, like baby ducklings.
More like lovesick puppies.
What was that?
Nothing. It's their line and they know it. I pull it on them just to see how they like it. They both laugh. It's not the reaction I expected, but I like it.
That does not suit you at all.
Never do that again.
A scowl forms on my face as I pretend to be annoyed, but on the inside I'm beaming. We sit together chatting idly while Eilis and Cerise finish drinking their now not-so-warm milk. Hours must pass, but I don't feel the time passing or the world moving around us. Not until it's so late that Eilis, Cerise, and I are the only ones hanging around the lobby. All the other travelers have retired to their rooms. Eilis and Cerise look like they're about to fall asleep. Eilis rests her head on Cerise's shoulder, and Cerise rests her head on Eilis's in return. Their eyes are half closed, and in a matter of minutes they're both asleep, their breath slow and even. A sigh escapes my lips as I smile at their sleeping faces. It's careless to fall asleep like that, but it's just like them. I watch them and allow them to sleep for a little. It would be cruel to wake them so suddenly. They're both exhausted from the long day. It's crazy how much has happened in the last 2 days, and it's stranger how dear they have become to me in such a short amount of time. Though somehow it feels natural, like it was meant to happen all along. Time passes and I decide to take them to bed. They'll be much more comfortable then. With that thought in mind, I stand up and give them both a gentle shake.
I didn't do it.
Cerise yells, half asleep. Shh, it's just me. Cerise gives me a tired look, but allows me to lead her along with Eilis up the stairs and into our room. The three of us step into a small room. All it contains is a double bed and a large cabinet pushed against the wall. A window shines starlight into the room, meaning there's no need to light a candle. Eilis and Cerise don't waste any time getting into bed. They kick off their shoes and climb under the covers, not bothering to remove their clothes. I do the same, my exhaustion finally catching up with me and making my eyelids heavy. With a yawn, I slip into the space between the two girls. They have saved it just for me. Eilis cuddles up to me and rests her head on my left shoulder while Cerise cuddles up to my right side.
This is heaven. You said it.
Yeah, it is.
Won't you tell us another story?
Yes, please.
A short laugh escapes me as I try to steady my breath. All right, I have just the story to tell you both. But this story isn't fiction.
It isn't?
No, it's the story of my past. The story of my mother, to be more precise.
Whatever happened, you can tell us.
Well, we'll listen. We're here for you, Einar.
It's not easy for me to say. It's not exactly a happy story, but I'll try. They're quiet, and I take that as my cue to start. Before I do, I take a deep breath and prepare myself. I've never told this story to anyone, but I feel I can be open with them. I want them to know. I want to share this with them. That's why I have the strength to say this out loud for the first time. My mother gave birth to me when she was only 18, and my mother didn't know who my father was, so he's never part of our lives. Mother and I lived a sheltered life in the forest, away from the corruption of society. Each day, Mother would take me for walks in the forest and teach me all about the plants and their uses. She taught me all I know about herbalism, and she told me many stories about the stars and the moon. Those were the happy times for both of us, until she grew very ill. I tried endlessly to aid her in her sickness. I would make all kinds of remedies, hoping that at least one would help or be the cure she needed. None of them made the slightest difference, and I was losing her fast. In my time of need, I did the only thing I could think of. All my life, Mother told me the stories about the stars, about how they watched over us, so I prayed to them and asked them for their help. The prayers I sent them each day were pleas for them to heal my mother and to show me some kind of sign that they were really there, that they were listening. Those months were hard. It was awful to watch Mother wither away each day. I was only 14 at the time. Mother was bedridden, and I had to care for her all on my own. The stars never gave me a sign. They never answered my prayers. One night, I awoke to find Mother stone cold beside me. She was dead at the age of 32, and there was nothing I could do to bring her back. Anger shook through me. It was the only emotion I could feel at the time. Cold and pure hatred, that's what I sent to the stars. No longer was I sending them pleads, only blame and hate. The stars are to blame for my mother's death. Why did I blame them? Well, someone is always to blame, right? Eventually I had to leave my mother's side. Her corpse was beginning to rot, and she didn't smell like her usual self. In the end, I burnt the house with her inside. That was where we shared our good memories, along with the bad. I wanted her to stay with them. Each and every day she enters my thoughts. I miss her. Not knowing what else to say, I leave it at that. My chest feels lighter. The hatred, the pain, I just released all of it. It was something I had been holding on to for far too long. My eyes water, but I don't cry. I've cried enough already. It's time to let go of these old feelings. Alice and Cerise are quiet. I haven't heard a peep from them since I began telling my story. They must have fallen asleep. I try to study their faces, but it's now too dark for me to see their features. My heart leaps in the chest when a sudden burst of light illuminates them from both of their bodies, and I can only stare in awe as the two of them lift from the bed as if being carried by ghosts. They now levitate side by side just before me, their eyes closed and their bodies glowing with bright light. My breath stops. I can't move. I'm frozen in bed. What on earth is happening? Are they leaving me? Eilis! Cerise! My screams don't reach them, and my thoughts are interrupted by another burst of white light. This time the light completely envelops both Eilis and Cerise. The light is blinding, and it makes me want to scream. Have they left me? The light disappears, and I can see once again, but relief doesn't wash over me. Instead, what I see sends both my heart and mind into shock. Eilis and Cerise are now gone. All that remains of them is a girl, a strange girl I've never seen before. Her hair is short and snow-white, her skin milky, and her eyes full of stars. She wears a beautiful multicolored dress of blue, orange, and pink. There's a look of utter peace on her face, and she sends her warm smile my way. My heart can't take this. Her pretty lips move, and I know she's speaking to me, but I can't hear her words. "Thank you," she mouths, and I lose consciousness.
Well then.
Yeah,
That was something.
that was the thing. The morning light shining through the window is the first thing I see when I open my eyes. I'm still in the inn, but I don't remember falling asleep. What happened last night? The memory of Eilis and Cerise disappearing before my eyes floods my mind. Had it been nothing but a dream? I'm too afraid to check, too afraid to see that they have left me, so I stare at the ceiling.
Oh boy, I need a voice for this. You're finally awake!
My heart jumps. That voice! I don't recognize it, but at the same time it sounds familiar. With a deep breath, I bring myself to turn in its direction and what I see takes my breath away. It's that girl, the girl from last night. She sends me a warm smile as if we're old friends.
Don't look so shocked. We're friends after all.
Friends? Who are you?
Oh, of course you don't recognize me. Okay, my name is Cerillis.
Yep.
Yeah, we'll go with that.
Where are Eilis and Cerise?
You're just full of questions, aren't you?
Her casualness caused me to frown. There's nothing casual about this situation, and she only laughs.
Eilis and Cerise? The two of them? They're in here.
She says this as she holds her hand over her chest, where her heart is. You mean to say...
Yes, we are one and the same.
When I take a closer look, I can see the resemblance. She has Eyeless's kind eyes and Cerese's mischievous smile, their fluffy white hair, and their pale skin. But how?
Well, it's a little complicated, and it has a lot to do with you and your mother.
What?
Just listen. I know it'll be hard to take in, but I'll explain it as best as I can.
She's not giving me much of a choice. I have to listen to what she has to say. There must be some kind of crazy explanation for everything that has happened up until now. With a nod, I gesture for her to continue.
As you know, the stars are born from the souls of deceased humans. I was born from the soul of your mother, but I was born in two halves. You know these halves as Eyeless and Cerese. The reason I was born this way is because I was cursed. Cursed by you, Einar. Your hatred towards the stars for taking your mother away from you cursed me. In order for this curse to be lifted, both of my halves needed to be accepted for who they are by the very person who had cursed them. The night you met my halves was the night the moon sent them down to find you. They didn't know it at the time, but you were the person they were looking for. You were the one they needed. The only one who could bring my two halves back together.
You're the reason I'm here right now. You're the reason I'm whole again.
Thank you, Einar.
I can't thank you enough for what you've done. Happy tears stream down her face as she smiles at me. She must have been suffering for a very long time. I can't imagine what it must have been like living life split in two for so long. I'm speechless, but my mind is whirling with questions. I don't understand. Does this mean you're my mother?
No. Oh, sorry, were you saying something?
No, I was just laughing because, you're my mom, but I have a crush on you.
Yeah. Oh boy. No, I'm not your mother or any kind of reincarnation of her. I am my own being. I was simply born from her soul. In other words, she's like a mother to me too, even though I never knew her. I wouldn't exist without her death.
Does that make us sisters in some strange way? Because I really want to bang you, and that's not on. She laughs at this question.
We could be whatever you want us to be. Oink.
This is strange.
Yes, but you accepted me as I was before. Surely you can accept me now?
Doubt is clear in her voice, like she's afraid of what my answer will be. Of course. To help reassure her, I smile and she returns it. It's just, I can't believe it. All the stories Mother used to tell me, they're all true?
Yes, they are.
Then why didn't the stars answer my prayers?
That's difficult to explain. The stars don't have control over who dies and who does not. We can only listen to your prayers. We cannot act upon them. We can only watch over you and guide you, like guardians.
Yeah, that's what Mother used to tell me. But I thought if I prayed hard enough, the stars would hear me and save her. I guess I was nothing but a naive child back then.
I'm sorry, Einar. That must have been tough.
It was the hardest thing I think I'll ever have to do in my entire life. Though it's okay, I can accept it now, and I'm not alone anymore.
No, you're not. I'm here for you, Einar.
Now that you're whole, aren't you going to return home? Cerulus makes a big show of thinking about it before she looks me in the eyes once again and takes my hand in hers.
I'd rather much stay here with you, if you'll have me.
I'd like that. She gives my hand a little comforting squeeze, and I entwine my fingers with hers. We lay together in silence for some time, just gazing at each other as my mind tries to process everything that has happened.
I feel like something bad's gonna happen anyways.
A bear comes out of the cabinet and mauls them.
Yeah, we'll go with that. Okay. What do you think the future holds for us?
We'll just have to wait and see. ...
Dot, 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 dot.
It's strange to think it has been 2 years now. It feels like it was just yesterday when I witnessed those two stars fall from the sky. Who knew that they would change my life so much, or that they'd both become the one person I care about the most? Cyrillus, I can't picture my life without you. The door to our cottage closes with a thud behind me. We had built it together over a year ago now. We made sure to place it in a good spot, a spot where we could easily venture into the forest like old times. This forest holds a lot of memories for the two of us. It's where we met, after all. Without noticing it, I stand in front of the door, basket in hand, and think back on the past.
Come on, Slowpoke. It'll be sundown by the time we get there with this pace.
The voice of the person I love pulls me out of those thoughts. Spinning on my heel, I turn and face her. She's just a few feet away, and she smiles at me, a mischievous glint in her kind eyes. Even though I wake to her face each day, her beauty still stuns me and makes me feel weak in the knees. Hold on, Princess. I just wanted to make sure the door was locked before we left our precious home in the hands of the stars. You know how useless they can be, only listening to people's problems but never doing anything about them.
People should learn to deal with their own problems instead of seeking a solution from outside sources. Especially such silly and delusional sources as the stars in the sky.
My smile vanishes and so does hers. I know she's only kidding, but I don't much feel like hearing such jokes right now. Today is the anniversary of Mother's death. It's been 6 years now, can you believe it? 6 years without my mother. I still miss her.
Don't take it to heart, sweet. Here, let me carry that for you.
She bounds over to my side and takes the basket from me, then she entwines her free hand with mine.
Let's go. I'm sure your mother is waiting for us. She'll be happy to see you.
At times she'll poke fun at me, but when I need her support, she's always there to comfort me. That says more than any cheesy confession of love could ever say. She doesn't have to tell me she loves me. I can see it in the way she acts. That's why I love her. Cyrillus. Thank you.
It's nothing.
This is a little inside joke between us. It's what I always used to say whenever she thanked me back then, back when we first met. With a short laugh, I squeezed her hand lightly, and she squeezes back, and we walk through the forest, hand in hand, just like old times. The flower field is just as beautiful as it was the first time we came here together. It's just the two of us here, and it feels as if the rest of the world doesn't exist. The two of us sit on a picnic blanket, spread out on the grass. I sit with my legs crossed, and Cyrillus lays on her back, her head resting in my lap. There's a small pile of flowers we picked earlier sitting beside me, and I unconsciously thread them into Cyrillus's soft hair. I don't even notice I'm doing it, not until she starts giggling. The sound of her laughter is like music to my ears. What are you laughing at?
It tickles.
Oh. My heart flutters and I stop, but she whines.
No, don't stop.
With a sigh I continue, weaving yet another flower into her hair.
Remember when you did this for me the first time? I could tell you really didn't want to, but you did it anyway.
Yeah, I was pretty grumpy back then.
You still are.
A scowl crosses my face and I pinch her cheek.
Ow! See?
We both laugh. You know, you say the same thing every time we come here.
It's an important memory to me. All my memories with you are important.
My face warms. She's something special. I can't help myself. I bend down to her face so mine is only inches away from her.
Ooh!
When I hesitate, Cyrillus pulls me in closer. Our lips meet and we share a tender kiss.
Oh, that's so cute! Look at that!
Every time we kiss, I'm left feeling breathless. I have to pull away and come up for air. Once I do, she smiles at me in triumph, like she's proud she has this effect on me. Aww. At times I don't understand it. Why does she care so much for me? It's hard for me to believe she willingly chose to stay by my side. Cyrillus didn't tell me back then, but when she made the decision to stay here with me, it meant that she could never return home again. I've often wondered if she regrets her decision, though I've never had the courage to ask. Not till now. Do you regret staying?
What a silly question. I thought you were smarter than that, Einar.
Excuse me?
Of course I don't regret it. I wouldn't be with you right now if I did. I'd have to run off while you're sleeping a long time ago. If I could, I'd go back in time and make the same decision over and over again, just to prove it to you.
Okay, I get it. You don't have to get all sappy on me.
Admit it, you'd love the sappy side of me.
Sure.
Do you have any regrets?
Not one. With those words said, I plant a soft kiss on Cyrilus' forehead as she closes her eyes. We stay like this for some time before I pull away. The rest of the night is a blur of light banter and tender kisses, and of course memories of Mother too. Mother, can you hear me? Please know you don't have to worry about me anymore. I am happy I am not alone, and I can finally let you go. But that's not true, because after you left, you gave me Cyrilus, and for that I am eternally grateful. The end.
Aww. I thought it would be like she'd be forced away by the moon or something.
But no. I thought that too when I read it the first time. I was like, oh no, they're together now, and now that she has to go back.
Because the moon said they only had 3 days, and like, what if the 3 days happened, and like the moon was like, tough shit, bitch, get back in the sky.
Jesus.
Oh,
that
was
really
so adorable. Oh my god.
So, thank you guys for watching. I hope you really enjoyed this, because we did.
I really did, oh my gosh.
Do you have anything left to say, Tats?
I really like her dress, even though it was really weird and half and half. Oh my god, I may have to make it one day.
That's a good idea. I was thinking about crocheting it as well. So, thank you for watching. I love you. Bye-bye.
I love you guys too, bye.